everybody, on another great weekend we're going to spend with you. It's Main Street Money here on Cruisin' 92.1 FM WVLT, coming to you every Saturday from 11 to 12. I'm Joe Yocavitch, and with me, as always, is the lovely Traci Kelly. Hello, Traci. How are you today?
Hi, Joe. I'm great. Hi, everyone.
You're looking good, and you're feeling good. And I know the spring weather is bringing out the bubbly Traci Kelly. I like to see that and hear that in your voice.
It's good to know.
It's good to know.
I am a child of the sun. I like
You
it when it's sunny out.
Tell me about it now. Yes, it's been very, very nice out over the last couple of days, so I can't wait to May to come in. But can you believe it? We had a couple of weeks ago, it was snowing one day in the middle of the week, and now it's like 60, 70 degrees, so I'm happy it's coming in. Absolutely, absolutely. Just to give you a little update on what we do and how we do it, we want to bring you the truth about your money. Wall Street has been bullying all of us for so many years, and we stand up for Wall Street. So we're kind of an anti-Wall Street, ideas to give to all of you, the truth about your money and looking at money differently. And that's the biggest thing that we talk to people about every day. Even on our show, we have guests on you, which we'll talk about in a couple seconds here. But if you needed to reach us for any reason whatsoever to contact us besides phone, it's the phone number is 856-751-1771. And our website is www.jmlfinancialgroup.com. Or you can give us a call or give us a shout out at www.jmlfinancialgroup@gmail.
Well, no WW first.
No WW on that one. I'm sorry. I'm old WW
You're
out
getting
there.
a little carried away.
I'm old WW now. We've had a great week, Traci. You and I. We visited Rutgers folks, and we just got done finishing up a workshop for the mastermind groups with the rowing college. So we had a great turnout with Krista Christo talking about social media, and we were talking about the business owners out there. What do you think? We did a pretty bang-up job. We had a number of people that really were interested in what we were doing.
I did drop in today just to check out the show, and I learned a thing or two, even, if you can believe that. No, you guys, you did a great job, Joe, talking about really minding the business behind your business, because a lot of small business owners out there are so busy working day to day, tirelessly making their businesses amazing. But, sometimes at the end of the day, it's, oh, my gosh, now how to deal with the money aspect of all of this. So you did a great job with that. And Krista Christo, as you said, talking about internet and mobile marketing. And
man, can he talk fast? I thought I had energy.
Between the two of you, I'm exhausted. I need to go to bed.
It's funny you say that, but, it is the truth, what you just said, in a real narrow and deep way. When people work, and especially business owners, it wouldn't matter, business owners or for any of you out there, at the end of the day, do you really want to talk about money and investments and retirement and savings and insurance and credit cards and mortgages? It almost gets like, I had enough of this. And it's hard. So what we try to do, you and I, make it simple for people, and I think that's what we've done at this last boot camp for the business owners, and it is something we talk about, the business behind the business.
Well, and I think that's life in general, whether you are a business owner or not. Even if you are somebody who works for a company, we have so many things that go on in a day besides just doing our daily jobs, being maybe part of a family, or doing what you do every day, and then going, oh yeah, I also have to really look at the business behind me, even if that just means, what do I do with my money? Am I planning for retirement? Am I saving enough? We're tired at the end of the day, and to go and sort through all the different media messages and internet sites and things that you get in the mail and in magazines and on the news, there's so much information coming at you. What do you believe? Who do you believe? And everything is so contradictory to each other.
Well, you know what it is? It's almost instamatic gratification that we want from something. If it's 20 minutes, 20 days, for 20 years. We're talking about doing things for clients for 20 years. So that's the long-term effect of what we do, and every day we pretty much talk to people about that.
Well, because it really does become so difficult day to day, and we want somebody who's able to guide us, and that's what we really do for our clients, is guide them over the long haul on really taking simple or complicated matters and making them simple and holding them accountable. And speaking of which, and this is part of the reason that we have her on today, one of our guests today.
Good friends, yes.
Yes, Miss Diva Richards will be
I'm looking
on.
forward to seeing her.
And Diva is our trainer, and I want to say she's our boot camp sergeant.
Oh,
But
yes.
but you know what? We go to her because number one, she's the best, and number two, she holds us accountable. I know, okay, I don't have to think today. I'm still going to do the work, but she's going to coach me along.
Well, it's funny because as we think about when Diva comes on, she takes care of us physically, and we take care of people financially. So we're financial trainers, and she's a physical, personal trainer dealing with our health and so forth. And it all ties in together, ladies and gentlemen, if you think about it. I mean, even at the workshop I was talking about, I don't know if people realize there's over 200,000 people today living past the age of 100. It's amazing. And for us, it's very common for you and I to see people that we know, clients and people we're meeting that are in their 80s and such and still look great. It
Right.
really is a good sign. Let me give you some.
And real quick, because I thought this was an interesting statistic I read today, that the average savings a person receives in their medical care every year from having a BMI of 20% versus 30% is at least $1,000. So that's why we really are committed to staying healthy and fit.
Yeah, absolutely. Some serious note. The Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, and the S&P all been up for the last couple of weeks. Bad day today, down a little bit. As such, Nasdaq is running about 4,071. S&P 1860, and the Dow has been hovering about 16,335. One thing I want to note, besides the market in general, and again, volatility is a good thing because most people fully, but we believe in, they chase things. As the market goes up, they're still trying to buy into it. And as the market goes down, we get out at the wrong time. But, our philosophy has always been the same, diversified, own equities, and rebalance. So when the market's going up as high as it has been over the last couple of weeks, what we sometimes do is we sell off those highs of highs and we buy some of the lows of lows to equal out that volatility. So one of the things that we do all the time is look at global portfolios, which we always talk to our clients about. And we always talk to you guys about on the radio. But one thing I want to take note, which is some news that just came in for those of you that own Apple, because I know, Tracy, you have that.
I don't have an iPhone.
What is that?
I've got a Galaxy.
Oh, you do have a Galaxy.
I
Okay.
don't.
I thought everybody
actually,
had
other
an
than
iPhone.
I think an iPod. I don't have much Apple.
Yeah, everybody's an Apple person. I don't know why. You're right. I believe the same way. I have a.
I'm not anti. I just I don't know. I feel like Apple, you have to constantly, like, once you're in Apple, and I know they're amazing products, like, you have to convert your whole life over to it. And I just, you know what it really is? I see the lines at the Apple store, and I want no parts in that.
I can't understand. It's
I want
unbelievable.
no parts in that.
But they're doing a reverse split 1-for-7, which means the stock is probably close to $500-$600 a share. What they're doing is they're going to peel back that and make it more like a $70 or $75 a price stock, which happens to dilute the stock share prices out there. So for those of you that have a share of Apple, we'll say it's 500 and change right now, you'll receive more shares, less money, so it still equals the same. And the reason why people or the stock does stuff like that, I'm just using Apple as an example, it dilutes stock because more people can afford it and digest a $70 plus price versus a $500 or $600 a price stock. So that's one of the reasons why these type of things happen. We call them splits. When you hear the word splits, sometimes you need to be aware of that. Sometimes you'd be not only aware of that, you got to say to yourself, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, it's a good thing because the stock is less costly to you to buy in. The other thing is it might take longer because now the dilution of all those share prices hit the market. So there's many, many, many more shares out there in the marketplace. So it doesn't necessarily mean the stock's going to jump up. What it does mean it's diluted, but it's a good sign for Apple to have people buy more Apple.
So
stock.
I'm going to make the analogy that it's kind of like Vera Wang. So Vera Wang or Isaac Mizrahi for years were couture fashion designers. And now all of a sudden they're designing for Kohl's and Target. So
Something like
where
that.
it used to take thousands of dollars to own their apparel, now you can go to these discount places so lots of people can wear.
I don't know how you
Is
came up with
the
that
same?
analogy, but I like it. It makes sense to me.
That's how I'm going to
No, I
simplify
like
this.
it. Well, you know better than anybody when it comes to shoes. So, you know what I have to, and I applaud you. I have to say this for the public. This is one woman here that goes out and buys shoes. I go, man, that's a nice pair of shoes there. Yeah, I paid like $7 for them. I said, how did you pay? Well, I got a discount, and I got this coupon, and with the discount and the coupon and that and a day off, and it was my birthday, I got it for $7.
Listen, I practice what I preach. We don't spend money frivolously, but it doesn't mean I don't like nice things. How about
No.
those? I got some brand new, awesome sneakers. Awesome sneakers.
You did. I like them.
They were
Very cool.
really cool, and I mean, a top of the line sneaker. I think I ended up discount on discount,
30
buying a
bucks.
certain. They were like $30.
Well, they normally are like 140.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, so you don't know, you listen, I applaud you with that. That's another thing. Another thing I want to make
saved.
everybody aware of is, believe it or not, in New York City, and it was a shift going on here, the Chinese are now buying New York City. They're buying up more apartments and more places to live and rent in New York
Chinese
City.
Americans or Chinese?
Just it says Chinese in the paper. I just read just coming on the show here. So I guess the Chinese people are, you know, gobbling up, and their dollar's worth different than ours, so they can probably buy our dollar at a lot less than if they had to buy their own dollar. So
Well, New York is quite the mega melting pot. I mean, you
Amen.
want to see all different walks of life, races, very diverse, very diverse.
you think that's an
nationalities.
understatement? Diverse.
It's a cool place though. You
Very cool. Very
lots
cool.
of great restaurants because
Oh.
any kind of nationality restaurant you want. I mean, we're lucky we've got some here, but
I'm telling you, well, it's the
pay
truth.
for it though.
Well, you pay for it. No. We like New York, and it's a great place, and we've been there many times on business. So, you know, go New York. But again, just letting all of you know that. You know, when Diva does come on, she'll be with us on the other side of the hour, and we'll be talking to her about certain things that she believes in, and I know you for a fact was on the Fox
Yeah,
couple weeks
Diva
ago?
was featured on Good Day Philadelphia, I believe it was a week or two ago, and she, I love her class and her technique so much that I woke up at the crack of dawn to go to the art museum and train with her.
I know, and I was to blame.
I woke up
I
before
got
the
yelled
sun
at. You
came
tell
out.
them I got yelled at for, you know. But that is another story we'll talk about later.
When aren't you getting yelled at, Joe?
I'm always getting yelled at, aren't I?
Well, sometimes you deserve it.
I deserve it. I didn't waste my time there, but it was a good show, and
What?
Diva does a great job, and I'm looking forward to talking to her at the show because she is one of our.
Joe, you can't get up that early. Don't say
No, I
it's
wasn't.
nothing else.
Listen,
You
she
can't get
on
up
a
that
sidebar. She
early.
asked me, "You can come on, the Fox." I said, "What
Yeah.
time?" She said, 5:30.
She
I
knows
went,
you're not
"You
waking
got
up."
to be kidding me!" There's no way I'm going to. If I didn't like. I'm not a 5:30 person. Some people actually love to work out at 5:30 and 6 o'clock in the morning. I
Some
don't know how
people
they do
just support their friends.
Oh, is that your comeback? Okay. Support your friends. I like that idea. But anyway, no, she'll be on. She'll be talking to us. Diva Richards is a personal trainer here locally in Cherry Hill at Future Fitness, and she trains a lot of folks. She's one of our trainers, and she does some boot camps with us. So I have to say, taking her classes have changed the way I look at, when I first got involved with the group, workouts. I'll tell you, it kicks your...
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But
kicks you
she'll
down, I'll
she'll
tell you.
address really the financial aspects also of staying healthy, staying fit, and it really is so important. Joe, you had
Hand in hand.
mentioned
Hand in
there's
hand.
so many people getting getting older now, more so than the younger generation, and prescriptions are not getting cheaper, doctors are not getting cheaper, insurance is not getting cheaper. So you've got to do the best you can to be your own advocate and take
No.
your health into your
And
own
we
hands.
endorse that. I mean, I don't have to tell anyone if they know who we are, if they ever met us in person. We take care of ourselves, and it's purposely for that reason. We want to live a long time and feel good and not take medications and such. And we eat good, we exercise, we invest prudently, and that's why we are.
Joe,
who we
you
are.
like to look good in your skinny jeans.
I wouldn't go that far now, but I still listen. Not. It's funny to say that I still have some old clothes, and not that they went out of business
Skinny
or
jeans?
went out of style, and I can still fit in them.
They might have gone out of style.
Well, maybe that, but I can still, I can still put the belt around. That's not a bad thing. Listen, we're going to close up here for the first part of the show, and then we'll have Diva Richards on the other half. So before we close, just remember, stick around. You want to listen to this lady. She really knows what she's talking about, because we'll be back in a minute on Main Street Money on Cruisin' 92.1 FM WVLT. Get it. Listen to me.
I heard you, Joe.
I mean the listening audience, Tracy.
Okay, when?
Every Saturday at 11 o'clock, we get real about money and we have fun.
That's right. We'll simplify all the issues when it comes to your money and give you some tips on how to make it, protect it, and keep it.
But they have to listen.
Okay, you can only ask nicely.
All right. It's Main Street Money coming to you every Saturday from 11 to 12 on Cruisin' 92.1 FM WVLT. Get it.
And we are back. It's Main Street Money here on Cruisin' 92.1 FM WVLT. I am Traci Kelly, and of course, always with me is Joe Yocavitch. And we're so happy that you're here with us every Saturday at 11 o'clock. And every time we have a guest, I say this, but I actually mean it this time. We have one of my favoritist people in the studio with us here today. I can't even give her
It's a
credit.
little deep for me right now. You're getting a little too deep for me. I pull my pants up.
Are you saying she's not one of your favorites?
She's one of the epitome of favorites of mine.
Okay. We've got with us celebrity trainer Diva Richards. Thank you so much for stopping in today.
Oh, of course. Anytime. I love to come in and talk to Tracy and Joey Yock.
What do you think of that?
She knows what she likes. But no, on a serious note, Diva Richards been I know for a fact I've been training with her for, I think this is going on 4 years now.
Absolutely.
But before I get to me and what you do, Diva, tell the audience out there, give me a little bio on you, so we know, Tracy and I know what we're looking at in front of us here. So let our audience know how important you are to all of us.
I'm not important, but what I do is I try to bring fitness to everybody. So if you didn't hear, my name is Diva Richards. I've been a fitness professional for 16 years now. I specialize a lot of sports conditioning, weight loss, things of that nature. I help people do mass gain, whatever is needed. It's not too much I don't do in the fitness realm. I started getting into fitness when I was coming out of college, kind of bit the bug, and it stuck with me. So now I spend a lot of my time promoting my services, obviously, online. I do boot camps in the city and things of that nature, just any way to constantly get people moving. That's my biggest thing. I want everybody to kind of have access to a healthy lifestyle.
Well, we definitely know, and I can vouch for you, and I know, Joe Ken, that you are the real deal, and we're pretty picky when it comes to who we let train us, my gosh. But, we talk about all the time here at Main Street Money that healthy lifestyle and fitness not just is good thing for your state of mind, but it also helps you save money. I mean, I can preach on and on about the investment in an apple every day over, the Big Mac, how that's going to end up in the long run. But give us a little bit of insight on what you see. I mean, you live this with your clients on getting healthy and how that affects their pocketbooks.
Well, initially, I think that people, they get a little, they don't quite get it right away. When I say to them, the difference between you, eating healthy now is going to, extend your life a couple of years, they kind of look at you funny. But the truth of the matter is, the foods we put in our body, whatever age you are, there are foods that are going to give you wellness, and there are foods that are going to give you illness. So, unfortunately, we live in a society where a lot of people choose the foods that bring illness. They want to eat the processed foods and the fried foods and the chips and the cakes and the cookies, and they drink a little too much wine during the week. And these are all things that feel good in the moment. But when we talk about longevity and we're talking about your body at 50, your body at 60, your body at 70, these are things that wear and tear takes effect. So now you're paying hundreds of dollars a month, in medication and things like that. And, the way our economy is set up, as you guys know, because you're money people, we may not have Medicare too much longer. So we need to really, prepare for our later years. And I really try to stress this with a lot of younger people. So
it's not even the younger people. I mean, I've been in your class for I think going on 4 years now, and was it a traditional bodybuilding weightlifting club? And when I got involved with Future Fitness and I met you, I was intrigued to say the least. But I was invited by Tracy, my business partner, to check you out, and I knew, and I'm pretty competitive in nature. But I have to say, for 60 minutes, you do not stop. The music is pumping. You train almost like I'm back in the NFL camp, and it's great because when I leave there, I feel completely exhausted. I feel great. In my case, I sweat a little bit. So, but your workouts are, in a way, Diva, they're not hurtful in some of my joints. I can handle them, and you don't do anything that's extremely radical. And the weights are lightweight, so you're not intensifying my joints. But what happens is when I leave there for 60 minutes, it's like I can't wait to see like another week goes by, and I'm like just recovering after a day or two. But I love what you do. Your energy is high. People even in the class, they adore you. They love what you do, and we want you to continue to do it. And now you're doing it. I understand. I saw a piece in Fox TV the other day. So tell us about that a little bit.
Pretty much what I'm doing is starting May 11th, I will be doing boot camps. I'll be doing one in Jersey, in South Jersey at Cooper River Park, and I will be doing another boot camp at the Art Museum, Boathouse Row. So I want to give, Philly and
Plug
Jersey.
it. Tell us what time.
Yes, girl. So Wednesday morning, Cooper River Park at 6 a.m. starting May 11th. And then I believe that'll be probably the 16th or 17th, that following Sunday, will be the first time at the Art Museum, and that will be Sunday mornings at 8 a.m.
Well, I will tell you, I did work out a little bit with you at the Art Museum stairs, and it is an awesome spot to work out. It really is. I'm not really excited about the early morning, but I will try to make it out again because that's inspiring. That was really cool to look up. I kind of felt like I got a little extra energy from that.
I got a little rocky from that, right?
A little bit. Everyone who knows me knows I'm hardcore.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Talk a little bit about, we talked about illness versus wellness and what that means to you and what you see. Because I see it with a lot of our older clients. It's astounding to me the amount that they pay on prescriptions and doctors. And some things are out of our control, but a lot of things are not. So expand on that a little bit.
So when we're talking about illness and wellness, it's funny that you said you see it with a lot of your older clients. Well, the scary part is I see it with a lot of my younger clients. So when you have a bunch of 30-somethings that already at 30, they're on blood pressure medication.
Yeah.
And they're already taking medication for diabetes, and the obesity level is so high. I mean, just with younger people. So they're already, unfortunately, wrapped up in that system, and they're paying for medication. They're doing all these things. And one of the things I try to teach them is that if we don't change our lifestyle habits now, if you're on blood pressure medication now, what do you think you're going to be taking at 60?
And you have all type of different people now. I mean, in the class, luckily for me, I think you have 30 women in the class, give or take. In your classes that you used to teach, I know you don't do much of that. But you have all different types. You have folks that are young, old. You have pregnant women in there. I mean, you have a very vast, spectrum of people that take your classes. And I know you now do personal training, and I see the people that you do train. So it's something that that I have to admire because all the people that you're doing it with, the type of clientele you have, range from from all different types and walks of life and ages. So it's really interesting to me to see what you do in a way that we're always talking about the same thing about financial wellness all the time. When you bring this in together with physical wellness, it's you can't get much better than that.
No, you can't. And I think that one of the things that I know you mentioned that I do a lot of personal training, but one of the things I like about what I do is, people think fitness is expensive. Fitness is not expensive. I remember I said a while ago on a YouTube blog, I said fitness is free. Walking is free. Taking a jog is free. These are all things that are free. Doing squats in your house are free. You know what I mean? And these little steps can still help you get where you need to be. And people kind of get deterred from either joining a gym for financial reasons. There are various financial ranges of gyms. You can find something within your budget, so you're not going outside of that. So when people, use money as a deterrent, I try to encourage them and say, look, we have so many options. Maybe personal training's not in your budget, but you can come to classes, you know. I mean, you have options. Maybe you're like, well, I can't afford this gym. Well, let's find you another one. Let's find something where you can get what you need so you can have a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah, and you mentioned there's a lot of things that are free, and from having trained with you for so many years, because I've told you there have been a couple holidays the day after Christmas. I'm like, Diva, I did your class on Christmas. I did it in my living room by myself,
Exactly.
But I know enough that I put my music on, and you know what? I feel like I got a great workout. It's not the same, only because I like the camaraderie of all kinds.
Yeah.
I like you yelling at me, honestly. But you make a good point that there are things you can do for free. So do you truly believe that the average person can make significant progress in their fitness level with minimum investment or at home by themselves?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Fitness and being a supermodel or or an athletic
Joey
fitness
Yock.
or Joey Yock or an athletic fitness model are two different things. Fitness is about quality of life. Anybody can improve their quality of life within their home. That's within your means. You just have to make the choice and decision to set time aside for that. And that's something that can be done in 20 minutes a day. I'm talking about protecting the engine. I'm talking about taking care of the heart, the joints, flexibility. These are all things you can do outside of the gym. So when people tell me kind of they don't have time, I mean, I kind of take that like you don't care enough about yourself to take care of yourself for the long haul. And I really stress that to like a lot of parents and stuff because I'm like, look, you got young children. Do you want to be here or not?
Quality of life, isn't it funny, Diva? We always talk about quality of life, about how net worth and quality of life is the most important thing in terms of cash flow. So you just coming back with us with the wellness, with quality of life, and we're all on board with that. The other thing that's really, I know the classes that I've taken with you, and I continue to take these classes with you, but I find that as well as I'm getting up in years and 50 plus. I find it really interesting where in our classes that you teach, people don't have a really good eating and nutrition habits that I see that I would like to see more of because I know what it takes for me to continue to keep my weight down. And like you said, wine, because I am a winemaker, and on the weekends I know Tracy likes to dip or two into good food.
Giving it up till Memorial
I
weekend.
mean, so, but I'm sure, it's kind of funny because working out as great as it is, if we don't take care of our putting what we have going in our mouth, it's probably just as important. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I think that American culture, everything is quick, fast, bigger, and better. So it's quicker to go through the drive-thru at McDonald's and eat your cheeseburger in the car while you're with the kids than it is to go home and prepare a meal. So the scary part about that is people don't realize that from a financial standpoint, it seems cheaper, but it's not. Every time you eat out, the amount of money most people spend eating out in a week could just drastically, I mean, we're talking, if you think about it, you go out 3-4 times a day to eat, you spend $15 each time, you spend $120 in one day eating. Now, how many groceries can that buy you? So, again, when people come to me and they're like, Diva, I can't, it's too much, fitness is expensive. Well, try sickness. Try illness.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
even more expensive. So I try to, I actually draw those alternatives out and show those things to my clients and say, look, you're telling me you don't have time and you can't because it's too expensive to come to the gym and exercise. But look, all the times you ate out this week, look, you just spent $200-$300 eating out, and that's not counting cocktails.
Oh no, that's where the big events are made.
Yeah, cocktails have a whole nother tax to them. So there are ways that people can really save money and live a healthier life. Take that money that you're not eating out, invest it in going to the grocery store, invest it in yourself, taking some classes, doing some yoga, Pilates, something to just kind of better your overall state and wellness.
Well, you mentioned the American way is quick and easy. I think to piggyback on that, everything that we do socially revolves around food and drinking for the most part. You're meeting people out for lunch, dinner, drinks, desserts, whatever it may be. I know just personally, I have made a great effort to meet people, whether it's for walks or at a class or at the gym. I've met so many great people, girlfriends that I have till this day at the gym. So I think that's another way that you can, really invest in your fitness without hurting your pocketbook. And I want you to give the information again because your boot camp classes are probably another really good friend outing that we can all do out there. Again, minimum investment. You could go to brunch and probably spend more on bottomless mimosas, or you could still do that afterwards. So say where it is again because I'm definitely making an attempt to go.
The website is Diva Boot Camp.
Okay.
.eventbrite.com. So you can find me there, and that's also on my website at divarichards.com. So the boot camps will be starting in May. One will be at Cooper River Park Wednesday morning, 6 a.m. The other will be at the Art Museum starting at Boathouse Row at 8 a.m. And again, that's a financial, for people who are like, well, Diva, I can't really afford to train with you, but I want to work with you. This is a great opportunity to do it. I mean, it's $15. You can't beat that.
That's lunch half the time. That's less than lunch. Are you going, Joe? 6 in the morning?
You say 6 at night? No, Joe. Yeah, he don't do no 6 in the morning. You gotta get like 8, 9 o'clock for the normal person out there.
I got you.
That 6 in the morning doesn't work.
I got
with
an
me.
8. I got an.
That's a heart attack ready to
happen
for me.
We don't want that. I got an 8 a.m.
No,
on
but
Sunday.
I thoroughly enjoy. I've been challenged, and I'll tell you, you stretched our boundaries, and I'll tell you, I'm pretty competitive in nature. But your workouts are all about. I mean, I can't say enough. I enjoy, when you do your workouts with us at the gym. It is absolutely, bar none, the best of the best. And I wasn't shocked because I was challenged, and I was like, okay, let me try this. And I remember the first day you started doing your thing, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. I'm looking around, I'm thinking, there's no way that these women are going to last 60 minutes. And you go strong for seasons. It's not like, 20 minutes, you take a break. You're 60 minutes nonstop and the music is pumping, you're screaming, you're doing your thing. What's killing me is you're doing it with us. It's not like you're watching from afar and going, do that. No, you participate in every exercise with us. And it's crazy. I absolutely love it, and I must talk about you at least once a week to someone. If you think you're a tough guy, come out and try a class. And I've challenged a couple of my buddies, and I noticed, they come out one time and that was it. That one time was done. It was finished. But so I really, I love your classes. The energy is there. The idea is there in terms of, wellness is so important for us because we talk about money. We want you to live a long quality of life. And if bad health, not only costs you a lot of money, but your quality of life goes down dramatically. So we're all behind you, Diva, believe me.
Give us real quick again all of your contact information where we can find you on all our social media outlets.
Awesome. My website is divarichards.com. You can find me on Facebook, Diva Richards. You can find me on Instagram, Diva Richards Fit, and also on Twitter, Diva Richards Fit. And feel free to email me, send me messages. because I'll get back to you. I'm very good about answering emails and tweets and Instagram posts. So if you message me, I'll answer any of your questions.
Awesome. We definitely encourage you all to check out Diva. Check out her website. Come out for a boot camp. You will
Come
not
to
be
boot camp.
sorry.
It'll be fun.
You
I
will not be
promise.
sorry. And, Diva spent, just for all of you who are out there listening, you have spent some time with us in the office, and you're definitely a proponent of what we do and being responsible with your money and saving and doing the hard steps first so it doesn't hurt so much later.
Exactly.
It goes hand in hand with everything you're talking about. So we are so super happy that you could join us today, and we look forward to having you back if Joe didn't scare you away, if that's possible.
No, I would
You
love
might
to
have
come
scared
back,
him away.
guys.
No way I'm going to steer her away. No way.
No, I keep saying that would be a great fight. I would pay to see that one.
I would love to come back. That'd be awesome.
Thank you so much. And it's Main Street Money here on Cruisin' 92.1 FM WVLT. Please stick with us after the break. We've got some great stuff coming up. Thanks.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
I heard you, Joe.
I mean the listening audience, Tracy.
Okay, when?
Every Saturday at 11 o'clock, we get real about money and we have fun.
That's right. We'll simplify all the issues when it comes to your money and give you some tips on how to make it, protect it, and keep it.
But they have to listen.
Okay, you can only ask nicely.
All right. It's Main Street Money coming to you every Saturday from 11 to 12 on Cruisin' 92.1 FM WVLT.
Fitness to the next level, or maybe after this really long winter, you've got a few extra pounds you need to shed just in time to get to the beach. You need to check out Diva Richards Boot Camp every Wednesday morning, 6 o'clock at Cooper River, and every Sunday morning at 8 o'clock at the Art Museum in Philadelphia. I'm telling you, I've trained with Diva for quite a few years, and I know every workout with her is like the first workout with her. It's that good. And it has been a long winter. We are ready to get in some summer shape. So check out the website, sign up, www.divabootcamp.eventbrite.com, and get yourself working out just in time for the summer. And we are back. It's Main Street Money here on Cruisin' 92.1 FM WVLT. Thank you so much again for joining us every Saturday from 11 to 12 here, where we talk about not just money, but what you need to know about money, what, the person living on Main Street needs to know. News you can use, not necessarily what they want you to know on Wall Street, because sometimes, folks, believe it or not, the suits on Wall Street or some of the government suits, they've got their own agendas. So your agenda is our agenda.
I went down that road one time. I don't know if you knew that.
What road? Having
The
your own
road of
agenda?
I did the Gordon Gecko look for a while when I got into the business.
You mean the slicked hair?
Slicked hair, all the crazy suits and the cufflinks and all that fun stuff. And I realized it was all fake. It wasn't real. And I had to do something. And what I did is I stood up to Wall Street bullies. And that's what we do. We stand up to the Wall Street bullies that every retirement plan, everything that you deal with retirement that we deal with, should be built on a solid foundation. And Wall Street does not talk to us about that. They want us to do things that we should not be doing. So we talk about that all the time, Traci Kelly. And
Well, when you talk about Wall Street bullies, I mean, people may go, what are you saying by that? I give them all the money and they get rich, which that's only a part of the story. I mean, hey, if everybody's getting rich, we're all happy, but they want to have you believe that you can choose, or that they can choose, actually,
They
the
can pick
stocks.
stuff that
you can put your faith and your money in their expertise, and they'll say, okay, you know what? XYZ stock or XYZ mutual fund is definitely going to do well. And then guess what happens when they're wrong? Nothing. Oops, I'm wrong. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, maybe they'll get fired by their own mutual fund company, but they don't give you your money back.
no, not at all. And the sad part of it is most of us out there really don't fully understand that. I mean, we had a client just recently that had a lot of money in one stock in his 401k. And I continue to talk to him about this. I said, listen, you have close to $3 million that you've been saving for the last, 30 plus years. And I said, you need to diversify. No, this company that I work for, I don't want to name any names, it's solid, it's great. And he had about, a little less than a year before he was going to retire. And what ended up happening, and I must have talked to him at least, I'm going to say on the low side, at least every month I would give him a holler and hey, you need to do something. This could, no, it's a great company. It's a great company. Well, don't you know, 4 or 5 months before he retired, bad press, the stock that he owned and worked for, the company, dropped close to 60% in value. So his $3 million, way below what he
Chopped
was
in half.
expecting to retire on, dropped in half. And he could have listened to me. I said, you could put your money into a diversified portfolio, 12,000 securities in 45 countries in 22 different asset classes. You would have been all, equally, in terms of diversity. He goes, no. And this is what happened. So that's the scary part of what we do. I mean, people are thinking they know more, or the Wall Street bullies know more than anything else out there. And that's not the fact.
No, so you really can't put all your eggs in one basket like that, because it is too risky, like you said. And the other thing that bothers me is that close to retirement, you should not have that much of your money tied up in the stock market if you can't stomach the loss of that. Now, that brings up another issue, though, is that you have to be your own advocate. You have to be the one that takes action. No different than Diva with her clients. She can tell them what to do. She can work them out and say, when you go home, eat a salad, eat some grilled fish. But if you go home and eat Twinkies, that's your own fault. So we always tell our clients, I can show you based on fact, not my opinion, based on fact, what your options are, what your best options are. But it's got to be you that says yes or no. It's got to be you that sometimes does some of the heavy lifting themselves, not
only that, it's also sad. And because we work out, we go to the gym and all that good fun stuff. But, if everybody listened exactly, and if I would give you big barrels of money to do it, I don't think most people would even do it. For instance, if I told you have to follow this course of eating,
oh my
you're
gosh,
going to be
yes.
skinny. And most people go off of it immediately. We see that at the gym in the beginning of the year. We have all these folks joined up, and by March, the place is dead. So if you want to be skinny and rich, obviously you eat less and you move more, and then you save more and you spend less. That's how you're skinny and rich. That's not the case out there today.
Because it takes discipline to be disciplined. It really does. Junk food tastes good, but as does spending. Spending feels good. Let's go buy all kinds of stuff. But I assure you, no different than a clean diet, you do start to get used to the discipline and it starts to feel good. I'm a pretty clean eater, and people think that my diet looks like a punishment. But I really love sitting down to a big, huge plate of greens. But you know what? I'm not going to lie.
I hope they just don't go bad in your refrigerator, though.
Well, that's disgusting. Yeah, that happens from time to time. But you know what? I've also had a whole big thing of chocolate melt in a really nice, expensive purse. So
Don't like that.
But you do have to sometimes have the discipline to say, okay, for every dollar I make, I cannot go out and spend $1.25.
Correct.
I can't even go out and spend $1. I'm not going to get to where I need to be financially. I'm not going to reach my goals.
Well, you need to prepare for that. That's the most important thing. You need to prepare. And you also need, and as simple as this may sound, you need to have a plan together. Have someone you can talk to, and have a hope. You have a few of those people together in one room discussing your situation. I mean, it's not, and we hear this all the time from the media, it's one product, and we have people come on, and it's not one product. It's making sure, for instance, you have the right insurances, you have the right investments and globally diversified portfolio. You have if it's IRAs, mutual funds, annuities, or 401k rollovers. We handle that for you, but we diversified in such a way. You needed some money sitting in cash just in case of a rainy day. You need to have a backup plan. You need short, middle, and long-term type of savings plan overall to help you, be and who you want to be in terms of moving forward in your retirement and having peace of mind. And it's just not about money, folks. It really isn't. It's about peace of mind and some of the questions that we ask. When I talk about insurance, it's just not life insurance. It could be long-term care, disability insurance, the right type of automobile insurance. I mean, we talk about automobile insurance a lot because we recognize that you drive on any of the major highways out there, it could be very easily be cut off and be hurt. And what happens? Who sues who? So it's all those things we put together and we help you understand each and every one in detail.
It's also paying very close attention to taxes, not just
Oh, yes.
your, W-2 or your 1099s every year, but how the investments that you're saving in are going to be taxed. What do taxes look like in the future? Because, again, it's not just about going out and trying to invest. It's how do we hold on to the money we have, and taxes play a big part. Joe, I know that 61 million Americans right now are on Medicaid.
Whoa.
That's actually 19% of our population, which is $319 million.
And not getting any better, mind you.
No, and that's just one entitlement program
Right.
that where's the money coming from?
Correct.
It's taxpayers' money. That's not including things like welfare, things like unemployment, things like Social Security. That's just Medicaid.
You need to mitigate your tax situation, and that's why we talked about this today also in reference to the boot camp. You have, and I hate to say this, but you need to do an audit on your own accountant, your CPA, to make sure that person is up to snuff and believes that what they believe is not what you believe. So that's something to be very aware of, especially moving forward about your retirement and peace of mind. And because we talked about earlier, you might live for a long, long time. So we always talked about the good news and the bad news. The good news, you're going to live a long time. The bad news, you're going to live a long time. So there's that contradictory on what people think and whose opinion versus facts. It's your opinion, or you make a decision. I mean, we're all human beings, so we all have this emotional, driven, kind of thing in our brain that wants us to do certain things that we shouldn't be doing. You mentioned eating, but investing prudently is another one that stacks up there with eating.
Well, of course. I mean, our money is a very emotional subject. It really is. It's very close to the vest, and money is associated with so many fears, so many joys, just everything, freedom. So it does become emotional when you're kind of looking at your situation, even on the optimistic side. Okay, what do you want your retirement to look like? If you don't plan it, it may look like a lot of early bird specials, whether you like them or not, because you cannot afford to do anything else. And those are supposed to be your golden years. Those are supposed to be years that you earned. And, unfortunately, it is getting tougher. It's a tougher world. So
I thought it was going to be easier in the second half of this game, but it's not. And when I talk to people about that, they always agree with me. We thought this was going to be when we catch, 25, 30 years and working where we work, it might be easier moving forward, but it's not the case here. It's much more difficult. And you said it perfectly with taxes. And when we mentioned this at the workshop, no one in the room knew that Social Security is going to get taxed, or you are taxed on your Social Security in retirement. Now, it depends on what you make in income will determine how much tax, but the fact of the matter is it is a tax that we pay throughout our working years, and then when we retire, we receive this benefit, and we are then taxed on it at ordinary income on top of everything else in terms of distribution from pensions or IRA distributions and so forth, but it's another tax that we're going to be paying on.
it almost seems like it should be illegal. I mean,
I
pay the tax on it my whole life only to get probably never as much as you'll pay into it back, and you're going to tax it again. It's like taxation on top of taxation on top of taxation. I am just not really digging that.
So I know,
I'm not digging that.
No one digs that
But
at all.
let me just also expand on that, because we always say one thing: if you're going to do this today, and you talked about this in your workshop today, you want one piece of news, one tidbit that you can actually do today. This is an exciting Saturday night for you folks. Is I'm not sure how many of you out there have noticed, but we're not getting Social Security statements
No more.
in the mail anymore.
Anymore.
Not anymore. So what does that mean? Well, it means the government's trying to save us all some money, do us a favor, and they're just putting it online. Thank you, Uncle Sam.
And you know how perfect they are when it comes to making no mistakes.
Flawless.
Flawless.
So it's up to us now to be proactive, and you can go online, socialsecurity.gov, and put your pertinent information in and go look at your Social Security statement. So you're probably saying, okay, Trace, thanks. That's some excellent tips. Here's the actual tip of it, is that, like Joe said, I think there might have been one or two occasions throughout history that the government's made a mistake.
A few.
Maybe one or two. So it does happen. Maybe, God forbid, but what if they forget a zero somewhere in your income reporting? If there is a mistake on your Social Security statements in your earning years, you have 3 years from the time of the mistake to report that and have it fixed. So if, it's 2014 and you take a look and, oh, wow, in 2007 I had a mistake, too bad.
Well, that's one of the things that we do. As easy as what you just said that we do, we actually, when they come in for annual reviews with our clients, we actually ask them before they come in, have you looked at Social Security and have you given us that information so we can incorporate that in your overall plan? And it's something you need to check on at least once a year.
Sure.
Say the least.
Because you don't want to end up ready to collect that in retirement and not get what you should be receiving because of a mistake that was made years ago. So
Correct.
break out the laptops tonight, folks.
Get ready,
That's
get
your
ready.
Saturday night.
Get ready. The other thing I'm curious to, Tracy, because I know we deal with interest rates, and I know that mortgage rates and credit card rates have not gone down; they've been going up. The interest rates today. I mean, we're not seeing. I can't imagine right now how much lower can interest rates go. I mean, I had someone come in my office that is, a 1-year CD at 0.44%. I'm just
Well, that is just
0.44%. Pretty dramatic. And you factor in not only the big interest that you're getting on a CD, but you'll have to pay tax on that.
Sure, and I guess by the time you
0.44%. So again,
take it out, is inflation killing it?
not a good thing. Not like
Well,
going backwards almost.
The Federal Reserve, headed up by Ms. Janet Yellen, has set a plan to keep the target interest rate low at least until late 2014. So if the Fed actually sticks with that plan, which we don't have any reason to believe they won't, investors will have lived through an unprecedented, historic interest rate low of 6 years. Good and bad. Good and bad.
Well, if for those of you that probably remember back in, I know I do, the 80s, the good old 80s, interest rates used to be somewhere around 18%. Inflation was 20, but 18% CDs were available. I know people would put their money, stock it away, and get 18% on their money. That was a home run. Think what has happened from that point forward. So it's definitely something they need to consider for retirement.
Absolutely. And when interest rates are low, keeping a large portion of your money into cash equivalents just might not be the best course, depending on where you're at in your overall financial plan. So repositioning your assets into other investments that have the potential to boost your portfolio's overall rate of return, that might be something to look into, but it can be confusing, and it might not be the best idea to go at it alone.
The other thing I want to ask everyone, and just give it some consideration, because we ask and we meet people all the time. We find about, for us in terms of money, have you discovered your true purpose of money? We talk about money all the time, but which is more important than money itself. I mean, we asked you to ask yourselves this question. Have you really, really sat down with yourself and said, have you discovered the true purpose? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Not besides, obviously paying bills, but have you really discovered the true purpose of money? And that's something. Pardon me?
Shoes?
What you're going to choose?
No, I said shoes.
Shoes.
Just kidding.
How important that is. You're a shoe girl. I love you.
It is important, though, to really re-examine, why do we work? Of course we work for money, but what's the purpose of that besides just some bills, which is very important.
Well, we know
But
that.
what is the true purpose? Because money doesn't buy you happiness. Of
No.
course, it makes you
and
content.
health. I mean, it's not buying people health unless, you know.
And sometimes examining our true purpose for money helps us to clarify our financial plan and our
Different
goals
vision, yep.
and help us to really motivate us or take action to get there. And
Yes.
that's really the issue, is you need to be motivated to take action.
And we ask those type of hard questions all the time with our clients, and they come around. They really appreciate what we do when it comes to those type of questions. You know, Trace, it's coming to a close here. What's going on for the weekend with you?
I need to rest. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
I know you've been going. You've been going from start to finish. You've been getting up early and leaving late. So I'm happy to
Been a
see that.
tiresome week. So I'm going to hopefully enjoy some good weather, do a little spring cleaning. Maybe, okay, so like for a half an hour I'll spring clean. That's about it.
Doing any more painting? That is.
I don't know. I'm a little bit over it for right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see. How about you?
No, I'm gonna hang out. I was out last week and with some friends at the Easter holiday. I'm gonna just lay low and maybe catch a movie or such. I haven't been to a movie in a while. That's pretty much what you're gonna hang out with then.
I think so. I
Cool,
think so.
cool. You know, I'm looking forward to. I know we had expected to have. You want to tell her we might have one next week, possibly, Don?
Donald Norcross.
Yes, we might have him on the following week, and I need to have a conversation with him. So we're looking forward to having him on and some other folks that will help us explain what's going on in the economic development area in South Jersey. So we're excited to see that and hear that. You know, another great weekend, Tracy, with you as usual. I'm looking forward to seeing you and talking to you next week. It's Main Street Money every Saturday from 11 to 12. We have some fun. We get real. We're to tell you the truth about what's going on in the economic development area in South Jersey. And we hope to see all of you next week, same time, same station. Tracy, you want to say any closing remarks?
Happy Saturday, everyone.
Happy Saturday.
The world is wild, it's underway. I want to be with you night and day. Nothing changes on New Year's Day.
Joe Yocavitch and Traci Kelly are registered representatives and financial advisors of Park Avenue Securities, LLC, Manasquan, New Jersey, New York, and financial representatives of the Guardian Life Insurance Company of America. PAS is an indirect, wholly owned subsidiary of Guardian. JML Financial Group is not an affiliate or subsidiary of PAS or Guardian.